think a lot of students have just gotten another sense of how to belong and how to create relationships outside of what were the traditional avenues.
And a lot of my students talk about how they feel safe in the esports program, and that's their family, that's their community. And I think that esports gives kids a future that they might otherwise not have.
Man, I wish that had been available when I was in high school.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Virginia High School League Esports Finals. My name is Perino. I am joined by my co-host Audio. Audio, another great day of Rocket League coming up.
Another great day of Rocket League, another great day for Play Versus. This is going to be a very exciting event. Welcome one and welcome all. We're going to have a best of 7 here tonight. 2 teams making it all the way to the finals. It is right here, right now, do or die for these squads.
Yes, they have worked so hard throughout the season to get to this point. They have competed amongst, a great group of high schools. But again, at this point, only 2 schools remain, and those 2 schools are Washington Liberty High School and William Byrd High School. Let's take a jump on over to our bracket, and we can see, again, the path that these 2 schools took to get to this point.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams incredibly successful. Obviously, they wouldn't have made it all the way to the finals. And it's really going to be an exciting matchup to watch between them. Rocket League, one of those games where even if we've seen teams come in with undefeated records, but the tempo is so important when you get into these best of 7 games. The games go very fast. If you lose the first one or even just come off to a rocky start, it can be really hard to get the momentum back.
Of course, again, and games are so volatile, only 5 minutes apiece for Rocket League. As again, we take a look at our bracket here, you can see Washington Liberty High School up on the top, the Generals Rocketeers. They have gone all the way straight through the final on the top side, and then on the bottom side, the William Byrd High School coming through a different side of the bracket, actually. They had to fight their way through this.
Yeah, going up against the Apollo and the Titans varsity team, make it all to the finals. You saw Washington take down the varsity Blackhawks and the Hakaishans. So, both these teams are just incredibly strong in their own right. There is no way to downplay the amount of talent that are on these squads. They've proven that they belong in the finals, but unfortunately, only one team can walk away with this. If I could give the trophy to all 6 of these players, 100% I would. They're incredibly talented, but somebody's got to lose today, unfortunately, but also somebody's going to walk away a big winner.
And it's so difficult to predict, too. Again, we're taking a look at our game records here. Washington Liberty coming in with a 22-2 game record versus William Byrd coming in at 21-1. So both of these teams have demonstrated excellence throughout the entire season, but as you said, only one can walk away as champions.
Absolutely. And it's going to be an interesting one to watch, especially just talking about that tempo that I mentioned. You can go into one of these games and maybe you just demolished your bracket. You came in, didn't really have any competition. You're used to playing this aggressive early style. You get possession early, just run away with the game. If you come up against somebody now in the finals that has a much higher caliber than you're used to, those early aggressive touches don't start to go your way, you lose possession a couple times. If you're not used to falling behind early and playing from that deficit, really having that mental state of being able to catch back up in the game, it can just completely turn your play style on its head. So I'm going to be looking for both of these teams. Be confident in your play. You made it to the finals. You are good players, but also don't get intimidated if you start to fall behind. Your competition is the toughest you've gone up against.
Absolutely. And again, we have seen so many great teams overcome adversity, right? As you said, when you have that dominating run, it can be so difficult to reset mentally, to adjust to losing a game or two. Again, we're talking about records here, 22-2 versus 21-1. These teams don't lose.
It's a 1-game difference.
Exactly. And when you're in the highest pressure situation, right, competing for everything that you have grinded so far this season, you have to stay focused, you have to stay calm, and you have to play your game. If you can do those things, you can take down the championship.
And of course, this championship wouldn't even be possible without our sponsors, Play Versus. We got to give a big shout out and thank you to them. They've been doing some incredible work all over the country. We're in the Virginia High School League right now, but states just nationwide. Play Versus has been setting up these high school esports leagues and really allowing a place for kids who aren't interested in traditional sports or maybe just have that extra competitive drive to find their niche, find their play style, really connect with the group that they want to belong in. And now there's a huge market for this stuff out there.
Oh, this is so cool. Again, I
been
wish
blowing up.
I wish I had this in high
I mean, it's
school.
the first year in the Virginia High School League, but a lot of schools are in their second to third year supporting esports as a program. And there's even beyond high school when you're looking at collegiate or even professional leagues. I mean, we're seeing these multi-million-dollar international tournaments that are going on, throughout the various sports. And so the fact that Play Versus invested in the scene, really pioneering, this kind of new industry, it's just so great to watch.
And I love the competitive aspect of representing your high school too.
Of course.
It's so cool. When I was in high school,
spirit.
I played some traditional varsity sports. Again, if esports had been available to me, I would have been right on that train, but they just weren't at the time. It's so awesome to be able to have that representation and that pride and that togetherness of having, a community where you can compete together as classmates, as teammates, and work towards, those fundamental goals that'll help you throughout the rest of your life, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I could not have said it better myself. So thank you definitely to Play Versus for helping us out with this event. And we're going to be having both Rocket League and League of Legends tonight. For those a little bit more unaccustomed to the esports scene, let's go over a brief explanation of what Rocket League is.
Of course. So you may have heard it advertised as car soccer, and it really does live up
With
to that.
rockets.
And with rocket-powered boost, it is.
Don't forget the rockets.
It's
the
such an
coolest
awesome
part.
game, but yeah, they're very short games, 5 minutes apiece. It's very simple. The object of the game: put the ball in the net. Whoever has the most goals at the end of the game wins. Each team here will play. This series will be a best of 7. So the first team to make 4 victories in this series will win the series. And yeah, it's so much fun to watch. It's high intensity. It's high paced. It's frenetic. It's fluid. I'm so excited. I cannot
fun.
wait.
There is no other word to describe it. It is just fun. You have soccer. Instead of kicking the ball around, you're hitting it with rocket-propelled cars, and we're right into the game. We have William Byrd versus Washington High School.
And again, right off the start, you can see both teams trying to make those aerial plays, really pushing the pace. I'm loving the early action here as both teams getting adjusted to one another.
Absolutely, and you can see these players are really taking to the skies with this ball. Rocket League, although it seems simple in nature, it's a very low gravity in the game, and so you can pull off these awesome tricks. As you see Washington Liberty coming in with the early possession, but knocked back in the defense by William Byrd. They're now mounting their own attack.
I'm looking to see who can make the first transition play. Early on, it's been a little bit slower, both teams feeling each other out, but I'm looking to see the team that can first come out and really press the attack and make that quick transition from the defense through the midfield up to the offense. I feel like the team that can do that first will find an opening goal.
And it was almost William Byrd there as Gars took a shot, knocked away by Oblivion, though. Great save, and that's really what it all comes down to, right, is who can get that first touch, because when both of these Goliaths are coming in with such, great records, just bounces off the top bar, you want to know who is going to start out on top.
And Modesty almost got it up there for William Byrd. Again, just off of the crossbar. I think he might wish he'll have that one back, but they're resetting. I really like the rotations from both teams. They're playing solid, fundamental Rocket League, working with each other to try and score that goal.
Yeah, it's smart, it's slow, it's calculated. Very first game, you don't need to try to pull off anything flashy. Dolphin just takes a small shot at the goal there, passes off to the middle, and it's knocked away by William Byrd. Right now, you just kind of want to feel your opponent out. What is going to work against them?
Yeah, and again, as we approach the halfway mark here, I really like the adjustment Washington has made now. They're starting to look more for those passes upfield and towards the midfield. They're getting free touches. They just have to turn them on target. We'll see if they can do it.
Yeah, there's a couple of times there they've been able to find the ball past their opponent Right now, though, a good look. Modesty knocks it over one defender, but Crimson is there for the save. Nice slow touch there. Dolphin loses the contention on the ball there. It's going to remain in possession of William Byrd.
Yeah, the biggest struggle with playing continuous defense like this is managing the amount of boost. You only get so much boost in your tank, and you have to pick up the pads to reset it. When you don't have boost, all of a sudden, you're much less inclined to
You
get
just
powerful
become a
touches.
normal car. You're not a rocket-powered car anymore.
And it's a disadvantage because the offensive team can back off a little and recover that boost. So you really have to work with your teammates to try and get that ball away from your net and allow some recovery time.
It's a disadvantage because rocket-powered anything is better than the original version.
Absolutely.
It's Crimson there taking a shot across the side of the goal. Doesn't have the angle to sneak that one in, though. As now you can see William Byrd has remained in possession for the majority of the game, but that's a great look as a pass there from Oblivion to Dolphin. Sorry, flip that one around as he sets it up for his teammate to drive it home.
Yes, an absolute great look on the pass from Dolphin there. He sees his teammate sitting in front of that net. Oblivion, a phenomenal job getting up and putting the ball back down under the crossbar. So difficult to stop. A really nice opener here.
And now I want to see Washington Liberty really turn up the heat. You've got an advantage. Don't let it come back to bite you. Don't get complacent in your play. As you can see, they already have possession. They're looking for these cross plays, as you mentioned before. This could be dangerous for them, though. Only one defender back. It's popped up over. Just a little bit too high, a little bit too far to the right.
Yeah, and William Byrd, I think, doing a good job overall of maintaining the pressure when they have it. They're allowing their midfield player to come
that
up.
was scary as Fumez. They're going to be looking for another touch. Two have missed, and Modesty won't be able to find the completion there. That could have evened up the score.
It certainly could have, but there's so much pressure from William Byrd. They just have to find the breakthrough. Only 50 seconds to do so.
45 seconds left on the clock. William Byrd, they need to come out with a quick goal if they want to tie this one up and send it to overtime. This first game so crucial when you're thinking momentum over an entire series. Right now, they have the possession. Going to be knocked away from the center by Crimson. Just wants to get it out of his side of the field. Dolphin now joining him on the defense.
I want to see a little bit more intensity from William Byrd, though. They're being, I think, a little too slow on offense. They really have to force the issue. There's just not enough time. They got to get downfield and score.
It was a good bounce there by William Byrd, but knocked away once again. Dolphin actually taking a shot. This is what you like to see from Washington Liberty. Just continue on the offense. That was a good look, but Dolphin comes in through the air to knock it away, and game one will be going to Washington Liberty.
That was nearly one of the nicest attempts we've seen so far. Setting up the ceiling shot, and again, for those who may not know the mechanic, you do get a double jump with your car, right? So you can jump once and then jump again. But when you fall off the ceiling like that, it holds your flip for as long as you would like. The double jump expires after about 1.5 to 2 seconds. But when you hold it off the ceiling, it can be so dangerous because you don't know when the player is going to flip into that ball. That was nearly an amazing, amazing goal. Didn't quite come through, though. And instead...
And what a great shot. I mean, you talked about the mechanic of holding your jump on that ceiling to come in with that unpredictable flip. Being able to read that play correctly from Washington Liberty and come in with your own aerial defense is just, it's incredible.
And Dolphin, again, showing an aptitude for this, going for a flip reset goal there. Defending it is so much more difficult because you just have to go. You cannot give someone the space to really confuse the defender. No fear, no sign of impatience, just absolutely flying at the ball to defend it.
You can see Oblivion there. That was a very close shot, not in position to defend that goal. Unfortunately, it was Washington Liberty just a little too far to the right and did not connect. They're going to be looking to come out strong here in game two. Try to make up for that game one loss. As now you can see Oblivion dribbling it down the field. It is going to be taken back by William Byrd, though.
Yeah, and a very tentative start to this game as well. I like it, but I think there's options to capitalize upon. You know, if you can pick up the pace.
And there's that option you were looking for as Crimson capitalizes on a goal. You can see it was Oblivion there setting it up for themselves, drawing the defenders away, and just a misstep there by William Byrd one moment out of position and Washington pounce.
Yeah, Crimson doing a really good job of reading the defender's touch and challenging the ball, not letting them have any breathing space whatsoever. Once he gets that challenge through, he just has to wait for the ball to come back to him off the post. A very nice opening goal for Washington.
And once again, we see Washington out to an early lead. Will William Byrd be able to come back in this? I would assume that you would like them to turn up the tempo and really try to get on the offense.
Yeah, because you don't like playing from behind. You have to come at it at an unexpected angle, but that's not going to work this time.
An unexpected angle there from Crimson, who finds his second goal, I believe, of the game. Good interference there by Dolphin, keeping the defenders off his tail, and he's able to win that contestation, get to that ball a moment earlier, and put it in.
And Modesty might want that one back. He had a chance to get in front of it, just couldn't quite read the angle. It allowed the Washington player to take a shot on net. It goes in, and they might run away with this goal now.
Dolphin dribbling it up the field is able to find a crucial block there as the ball just bounces in front of the goal. They are able to stop it though. Garst coming in with a last moment save to keep the lead from snowballing out of control.
And I really like the game plan from Washington in this game too here. They're just allowing absolutely no breathing space as a third one goes in.
Dolphin able to sneak that one in. Great assist there by Crimson. Up in the air, sets it up nice and easy. Dolphin just taps it in.
You can't miss those, right? They're sitting right on top of the goal line like that. It's point blank, just touch it and you're good. But it's built from that pressure that they're finding on offense. They are just simply not allowing William Byrd to work out of their half at all.
Absolutely not. We've seen William Byrd put up a valiant defense in game one. Washington was held to just a single goal. But your defense is going to crack eventually. When you have this nonstop barrage of shots coming in from Washington, eventually it just takes that one slip up.
And mistakes can be so critical. There are only 6 players on the field at any time. A mistake from any one player can result in a goal either way. You have to always keep yourself in a good spot to capitalize, though. You have to be able to punish the mistakes when you see them.
Absolutely. Fumez not going to let that one go in as we see a demolition there in the background. Once again, William Byrd on the defense. All 3 members just trying to clear this ball away from their own goal. Not having a lot of success with it, mainly in part to Oblivion and Dolphin. This duo just has been so good at keeping this ball locked down and stuck on the orange half of the map.
Yes, you do have to give Washington Liberty a ton of credit in this game for applying the pressure when they see it. They're cutting off the passing lanes for William Byrd on defense. There's just absolutely no transition game. And you end up stuck in this cycle of trying to hit the ball away and then just forcing yourself off of it. You can't apply pressure of your own.
See Dolphin, a great aerial dribble there. This one's going to be taken away by Crimson. It seems like William Byrd, they're just struggling to even keep it at that halfway point.
And again, a lot of that has to do with the passing and the transition defense from Washington Liberty. They always seem to be in the right spots to make those contests in midfield, just taking away the space. And it seems like they're going to take down game number 2.
That was a great shot there by Crimson, looking for his 3rd goal of the game. But what a save coming in by William Byrd. Last moment is able to shoot across the goal. Is here, Washington. They're finally on the defending end as William Byrd makes their drive of their own. But it is short-lived as immediately Washington regain control of the drive.
Yeah, and I think Washington Liberty is just trying to see the game out here. They're up 3-0. There's only about 30 seconds left. They just have to hold on, make sure they don't concede any goals, and they will have the better of this game too.
And we see an interesting look for them. Now we get to see them play more on the defensive end. They've opted, as you said, to just kind of give up the offense and look for preserving their lead over extending it. You saw a good shot there by William Byrd, was not able to make it in. Just a few seconds left means this one is all but over as Washington Liberty are going to go up 2-0 in this best of 7.
And what a complete game from them, both on the offensive and defensive side. They really showed command of the midfield. They showed command of the ball when they had it. They really boxed William Byrd into their own third. A very deserved game victory for them.
And now we are 2-0 in favor of Washington. They have yet to let a single goal go through. Could we potentially be looking down the barrel of a shutout?
That would be something. I would be surprised if it happens. William Byrd have done a good job when they have the ball of finding those offensive looks, but the finishing hasn't quite been there, and they haven't had that many chances. You have to convert on the chances that you do get. We'll see if they can do it as we jump right in game number 3.
And they're starting it off with a bang as both teams come in with an early demolition, evening the player count of just 2-on-2 for a few seconds while those players respawn. We see Crimson coming out stylishly with an aerial defense there, saving the ball from an early goal. William Byrd going to be looking to try to convert on some of these early possessions, something they have not been able to do thus far.
They've already looked better in the opening 30 seconds here, I think, of game number 3. Just not allowing Washington that command.
I mean, they've been able to get it on the opposite side of the map, and that's a great start as a great shot there by Washington. Almost started this game off with another 1-0 lead for them. William Byrd now in familiar territory on defense as a nice arcing shot goes back to the goal. Crimson is there, though. Make sure that one doesn't sneak in.
Yeah, and I think an adjustment I'd like to see from William Byrd here, be more physical with your play. Try to get those bumps. Try to get those demolitions. Find yourself in 3v2 or 2v1 situations where you can really pass and try to open up the net.
And we've just seen such incredible teamwork here by Washington Liberty as they score another one. 1-0. Game number 3 now. The third one in a row they've been able to get off to an earlier lead as Dolphin, just all by himself, sets it up, knocks it in.
Yeah, I think the defender for William Byrd there was expecting a touch out of one of the other Washington attackers, but it never came through. That fake touch there just completely throwing the defender out of the play. A very nice job from Washington Liberty. And yeah, that's been the story of the series, really. They've been able to jump out and score.
And it goes back to the point that I was just making, that Washington Liberty have such incredible teamwork. They all seem to know exactly where their teammates are at any point in time. It's almost like they're a single unit. And it's so refreshing to see, and you were saying you want to see William Byrd get aggressive. If you can start to tackle some of that communication, tackle that teamwork, you take a player out of the loop for a few seconds, all of a sudden you have a window where you can shine.
Absolutely. And for William Byrd, I think the issue is that they're getting beat on some touches in midfield where they can't continuously apply that pressure. Washington Liberty has had the advantage of finding those passes upfield and really allowing their transition play to shine. Again, that's why I think the demos can be so valuable, because it slows the play down in your favor.
Ooh, good look there by Washington, just barely not able to slink into the goal. I don't think any defender actually touched that one. That was just Crimson being a little off in his calculations. Still a great look by him. But Washington will not extend their lead to 2-0. Playing this one slow. They've got that one goal. They don't feel pressured. They know that they definitely have control of this series thus far, and it is their game to lose.
Yes, and I think we're starting to see some of the technical difference in skill level as well. Dolphin in particular, along with Oblivion as he scores, has really demonstrated a knack for some technical shots.
Oblivion setting up off the wall, straight to the middle where Dolphin is waiting. You can see some members there waiting on the wall, trying to get in position to block it, but you said it. That technical prowess that Washington Liberty has makes it so hard to block their shots.
And it's not just technical prowess, but it's the trust level as well, right? When you have a teammate and you know that they can pass the ball effectively, they can shoot the ball effectively, it's so easy to score and to get ahead.
That it is. Crimson taking a dribble down the field, looking for a pop-up into the air. Just trying to set it up for his teammates. Right now you see Oblivion here hanging back on defense, making sure there isn't going to be any long unanswered touches coming in from William Byrd. So now Washington Liberty, they're back on the attack. Looking to just hold on to this lead right now. They're playing this one carefully, making sure they're looking for good touches, but also that they always have a defender in the backfield just in case a sneaky shot rolls by.
And again, it speaks to the level of confidence that they have on offense. They are more than okay with just relaxing a little bit and letting their technical players go for the fancy stuff. They're just not allowing William Byrd to get on the board.
They absolutely aren't, and you can see them falling back here on defense. The ball, actually a couple of really good looks. Modesty taking a shot there, going to be turned away by Dolphin, but we see some life coming into William Byrd. They're on the offensive. Unfortunately, it might be too little too late. 30 seconds left to go of regulation play, and if William Byrd want a hope of taking this one to overtime, they have to act now.
Yes, there's just such little time left. They have to get one soon and then hope for a kickoff goal. I don't know. I don't see it yet, but we'll see.
Still not even able to get the ball into the offensive side of the field. As now just 8 seconds left in regulation play. It almost seems like Washington Liberty are just playing with their food at this point. But a really good look. That one might have actually gone in.
Oh, it's so close.
But it's going to be Washington Liberty the last second. That had you grabbing the edge of your seat. I could see there. Gonna be taking this series now up to a 3-0 lead.
Again, even if that goal had gone in, I don't think
There's still no
quite
time
enough.
left. You know, you'd be looking for a one-hit kickoff goal, which is so incredibly rare. So there might have been an inkling of hope there for William Byrd, but at the end of the day, Washington played a very calm and collected game. They were smart about it. They definitely deserve this lead that they have.
I think Washington Liberty is doing such a great job showing confident and clean touches on the ball. Again, it's that technical prowess, the time and effort that you've put into this game. It's really showing. I think Dolphin in particular has demonstrated some really high-level mechanics. It's making a big difference.
Well, we are now into game number 4. This is game point here for Washington Liberty. If they can take this one away, they will be your Virginia High School League champions. And it starts off with William Byrd. They will not be shut out. They come off with the early start.
And this is a really nice touch from Modesty. Again, closing down that space, not allowing Washington to get out of their own half. Really nice goal from the side there. Finds the angle, puts it through. Well done to them.
And now we need to see William Byrd keep up this pace. They have to try to make up for those last couple of games. Now, backs against the wall. What can William Byrd show us that we have yet to see?
Well, I'm hoping that with a one-goal lead, they could be a little bit more confident, right? Now Washington Liberty has to force the issue. It's such a long game to play that style, but you have to hold on. You know how good Washington Liberty is at scoring. You just have to do everything that you can to hold on to it.
At the same time, though, I think falling back on defense purely might be a mistake here from William Byrd. We've seen those technical shots. Dolphin going in for one right there, but Fumes is able to turn it away. This might be a scenario where the best defense is a good offense.
It certainly could be. It'll allow more opportunities because Washington will be forced to go aggressive. I do agree. You can hit them on the counterattack and in transition, but they also have to make great saves like they had earlier.
That's what they're going to be looking to do. William Byrd have a long road to walk if they want to be crowned the champions of the Virginia High School League. But it starts right here. A 1-0 lead in game number 4. Evened up, though, by Crimson, who just makes it look easy.
This is such a nice little passing play. Crimson across the Dolphin, back across to Crimson, top corner. I love that from Washington Liberty. Using your teammates together to find those shot angles. The finish is pure. Great play from them.
And that was about as textbook as you can get. You can tell Washington Liberty has run that play 100 times before. It shows in their confident play. But now, William Byrd, they're not out of fight. They're still taking the attack to Washington Liberty. They are tied up in this game, something they haven't been all series. And they still have a chance to take this one to a game 5.
Again, I think this is actually the best that we've seen from William Byrd so far in this series. They've demonstrated much more confidence making those contests right there, not allowing Washington Liberty that time and space on defense. It's where they're so effective in making that build-up play happen. I want to see more of the pressure from William Byrd.
Here Here's a look. The ball is high up off the backboard. Sent over to the middle, but Washington is able to knock it away. Now William Byrd rushing back for the defense. They want to get this ball out of here as quickly as they can. The more time they spend the offensive side of the field, the better. So right now, it is going to be Washington, Oblivion, and Dolphin tag teaming. Just keep this ball away from their own goal. The good look, but Crimson comes in across with the save. Man, flying so fast to save that one.
Yeah, and I love a little interference play from Washington Liberty there as well. Just having your attacker go up, try and get in the way of the defenders, get them unsighted from the ball. I love the creativity, and I love the different looks that they're giving themselves.
Crimson taking it up into the air. Really good aerial dribble, setting it up for his teammates. A little bit left, though, means that one is not going to connect. Good demolition leaves William Byrd a man down for just a moment. Looks like they'll be okay, though, back onto the field and in full defense here, as Washington has not let off the throttle in the past 30 seconds. Finally, they will get a taste of defense.
This is so big for William Byrd here. I think they really have to force the issue and the pressure here. As we get down to 90 seconds left in this game, you need that early lead. I don't think they want to go to overtime.
No, they definitely do not. You know William Byrd wants to take this one for sure here and now. Same for Washington. They would like to close out this series with a 4-0 sweep. And that's what they're poised to do if they can find just one more goal. William Byrd, though, will do anything to keep that from happening.
I think one of the big takeaways from this game here, excuse me, Dolphin, cut me off, go ahead and score.
As Dolphin just sets it up, dribbles it around all the way from defense, a midfield shot. And William Byrd, they had no bodies in that goal.
Such a great display of technical excellence there from Dolphin, taking it on his own, getting the ball in the air, into that top corner, practically unsavable. That might be a match winner.
1 minute left for William Byrd to even it up, but it's going to be put even further out of reach as Dolphin is just merciless right now.
Just capitalizing on the mistake. Defender couldn't quite make the touch there. Dolphins in a spot. That's a wide open look. He will take that 100 times out of 100.
And he took it there as well. Kickoff going to be coming through. William Byrd hoping for nothing short of a miracle at this point. 2 goals in 45 seconds just to take it to overtime if they want to continue this championship series. Demolition there is going to put a damper in their plans as Washington just want to keep this ball in their possession. More time they have with the touches, more touches they can deny William Byrd, the closer they come to that sweet, sweet championship. 20 seconds away now as Modesty took a shot, but Oblivion was there on defense. And Dolphin from downtown puts the score up to 4-1. You gotta write it off at that point.
The transition play from Dolphin there is so strong. He recognizes that pass coming out. He is so quick in the air. He beats the last defender. Again, ball goes right into the top corner. All said and done, this one
Wrap it up, folks. Even a miracle could not help William Byrd right now. 5-1, 9 seconds left. It seems like the longer the game goes on, the more explosive Washington Liberty become. And it is looking like they are going to be your undisputed Virginia High School League championships, 1 goal away from the complete shutout of a series.
Yes, and they had an amazing performance, as you said, both ends of the pitch. They scored a ton, and they did not get scored on practically at all. Congratulations to them. They are officially your Virginia High School League Rocket League champions.
What a performance we just saw from Washington. Probably some of the cleanest Rocket League we've seen all week. I will definitely give that title. We've seen some sweeps, you know, some 4-0s, but never anything of that caliber.
Yes, the biggest difference between the two teams there was the ability to transition out of defense. You saw when William Byrd were able to finally find those big booming touches downfield. There was no one there to find another touch. It gave Washington Liberty the chance to collect the ball and transition themselves. The difference was when Washington Liberty made those passes upfield, there was always someone waiting for another pass, another shot. They built so much pressure doing that. And again, it was suffocating throughout the entire 4 games.
Well, congratulations to Washington Liberty. They are your Virginia High School League Play Versus champions, making it all the way through the bracket with a very impressive record of, what is that going to be now, 25-1?
26.
Don't do math on broadcast, folks. Number 1 rule. But still, they are going to be your Play Versus champions. You can see the bracket up here. The Generals Rocketeers going to be in that champion spot. A big thank you to everybody that tuned in for the broadcast tonight. We had so much fun, and we definitely still have to give a shout out to William Byrd. They made it all the way to the finals. That is not something to be disappointed of, and they didn't have the best performance here in this final series, but at least they got on the board, and that was some tough competition that they were up against.
Absolutely. Again, they played very well as a team, but I just think they may have been overmatched individually, one-on-one. Some of the technical touches that we saw from Washington Liberty, some of those ceiling shots, the flip reset attempts, the air dribbles, the really nice technical skills that are very, very difficult to deal with. I just think that they were a little bit overmatched, but they did play well overall.
Well, that is 1 series down. Thank you to everybody for coming out to join the broadcast. We are going to be going to a short break. Up next will be League of Legends, so stay tuned.
One of the greatest things is getting an email about how excited a parent is that their student is involved and is having a great time and wants to talk about their esports experience. I've always been a gamer. I usually wanted to play the single-player role-playing games and the WoW and StarCraft. I didn't really know a lot about esports. I didn't realize the extent of how large it was. Our athletic director walked into my office. He's like, just watch this video. It was a promo reel that said, esports is coming or something, games to be announced, and it was this hype video. And I was like, we have to do this. He's like, I don't have a coach. I was like, oh. When do we start? How do we do this? I would say that I'm actually stepping into the students' field. This was especially the case in season 0 and 1 with the seniors who had been playing for years. I was there to coach in the sense of be an organizer, be an encourager, be there to try and instill the elements of sportsmanship and athletic conduct. But I know and recognize that some of these players know more about these sports than I do. And I can let them be teachers as well to the new kids. And so having that relationship, that partnership with those students has been really important. It's been really exciting to be on the beginning of this program to say, let's see what happens and see where it goes and learn along the way and have an outlet for students who have many, many different interests, but maybe this one aspect of what they love doing hasn't really been given an outlet yet. And to say, we know you love all these other sports, but you're also really talented at this, or you want to be talented at this, and you can. And there's an avenue for that. The reception from parents has been fun in its own right. Parents say esports, like, what is this, video gaming? And the answer is, yeah, it is. That's the entry point. But I'd love for you to come to practice or check out some of these videos and these stats and let me show you the difference that we're trying to create here. When a parent comes and sees a game, specifically like League of Legends, from start to finish and goes, I had no idea that that's the level of intensity and the level of dedication that it takes to play one game and the endurance that it takes to do this and to communicate as a team. Like, I had no idea. Seeing that reception and that flip is really exciting, because then they're all in. It's been interesting to see the elements of other traditional sports, communication skills, sportsmanship, conduct, planning, strategy, skill, and mental athleticism. All of these things feed into creating an esports program and creating students into athletes. It's just been really fun to watch them progress really, really fast by having that team dynamic to fall upon.